Good morning, and welcome, dear friends, to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. My name is Elaine Brooks, and I am serving as our worship associate today. For those of you with visual impairment, I am an older white woman with brown hair and brown eyes, and I am wearing a top that has purple and black circles on it with flowing sleeves and black pants. As we live on and care for lands and waters that are the traditional and ancestral homes of the Seminole, Tocobaga, Miccosukee, and Muskogee peoples, let us renew our commitment to protect and preserve this place for today and tomorrow, connecting us to a long story of stewardship here. May our actions honor that ongoing relationship and help nurture these lands and waters for generations to come. We offer a warm welcome to the guests that are with us today. We'd like to get to know you better and hope that you will join us following the service for our coffee hour and refreshments. Our mission states we are a liberal faith community for all ages promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. Erin Powers planned to be our guest speaker today, but the flu bug had other plans. We send our wishes to you, Erin, to get well soon. Our guest speaker today is a familiar friend returning to our pulpit, Jeanay Johnson. We are grateful to you for being able and willing to fill in on short notice. Today, Jeanay will explore resistance as a lived spiritual discipline rooted in courage, belonging, and collective care. Drawing inspiration from the life of Fanny Barrier Williams, this service reflects on how justice is practiced not only through protest, but through building, persisting, and refusing to give up on one another. Resistance in this tradition becomes a faithful commitment to shaping a more just and inclusive world step by step. Our music today is provided by our wonderful music director, Bonnie Whitehurst, and our great choir. Again, a warm welcome to our Sunday service.
And our opening hymn is number 169, We Shall Overcome, 169, in your great hymn.
We shall
get a little choked up when we sing that song. Now we will light our chalice. With this reading, Honoring Our Common Connection and Our Uniqueness by Adam Slate. We gather this morning as one community, a community united by common ideals: love, justice, diversity, freedom, mutual care, equity. Yet look around. Look at the faces of those around you. Each face represents an individual, every one of us with our own story, needs, strengths, and faults. We light our chalice today, honoring our common connection and also the uniqueness that lives within each of us. Unitarian Universalism is a covenantal faith. We will now read together our congregation's covenant. We strive to look for and encourage the best in each other as we move toward justice, peace, and love for both ourselves and the world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and a return to covenant. And now let's sing together Spirit of Life, number 123 in the Gray Book. Sit or stand as you prefer.
Good morning. And sometimes they say, ahoy there, to really get people's attention. We are welcomed into this gathered space, and we come carrying many stories, many hopes, many questions about what it means to live faithfully in complicated times. So today I will also like to pause with gratitude for Aaron Powers, who wasn't feeling well and entrusted the service to my care. Again, we hold Aaron with appreciation and wish them rest and ease, even as we gather here in this service on her behalf. Today, we gather not to escape the world, but to meet it with open eyes and open hearts. So for our story, I have a wisdom tale about Fannie Barrier Williams. Today, I'm here to celebrate Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. He was a man who taught the world to stand up for justice and courage, but Dr. King wasn't the only one who practiced resistance and worked to make our world fairer. Can you hear me good? Okay, I just want to make sure. Many others came before him and helped build the path that he walked. People like Fannie Barrier Williams, a Unitarian Universalist whose life reminds us of what it means to live in your UU values of justice and to dismantle all forms of systemic oppression. So let's hear her story. More than 150 years ago, let's try to put that in perspective, before cars and airplanes, when people traveled far only by train, Women wore long skirts and hats, and a little girl named Fanny Barrier lived in New York State with her parents and her brother George and her sister Ella. Fanny's family went to a school, did chores, played in the snow, a huge pass, and went to a church on Sundays, just like many families do now. Her dad was a deacon, her mom taught Bible school, and Fanny played the piano and loved to paint. In many ways, her life was ordinary and happy, but one thing made it very different. Back then, many people wrongly believed that some people were better than others. Men were better than women, and so forth and so forth. And Fanny, she looked like me. When she grew up, Fanny wanted to study music and art, but she went to Boston. Her classmates said, "We don't want you here. She's so dark, she doesn't belong. If she stays, we'll all go." So the school asked her to leave, and she went to DC to study painting, but there she had to sit behind a screen so no one can see her. They didn't want to upset the other students, her teacher told her. "They'll make you go." Over and over again, people told Fanny that she didn't belong, not because of who she was as a human being, but because of the hue of her skin. And that wasn't fair. And Fanny knew it was wrong, but when she got older living in Chicago, some women invited her to join the club, and the same thing happened again. Finally, after a year, they voted to let Fanny in, but when she joined, some women did leave. Now, Fanny, she didn't like that. It hurts when people won't let you belong as you are, to accept you as who you are. It hurts when people don't want you around. Some days, Fanny felt angry about it. Some days, she just felt sad. But most days, Fanny had no time to stay in that state because she was busy making groups of her own. Fanny knew how much it hurt to be left out. So she and her husband, the lawyer S. Lang Williams, joined the All Souls Unitarian Church in Chicago. They helped start a hospital where everyone was welcome, no matter how they looked. They created a group to study art and music. They helped open a home for girls and created a community center where people could live side by side. Fanny worked for women's rights to vote and helped actually found the NAACP, one of the most civil rights organizations in this country. Fanny didn't live to see everything she dreamed to see come true, actually, but because she resisted, which is the theme of this month. She taught, built, and believed the world itself grew fairer step by step. So what I love about this story is how it reminds us that while Dr. King did carry a torch in the resistance, people like Fanny Barrier Williams helped light it. And now it's our turn to continue to carry that light forward. So every time we speak up, bear witness to, or help change something unfair, we are practicing resistance, and we are living the UU value of justice. So I would like to pass the chalice to the children so they can go forth. And Bonnie, would you mind introducing? Thank you.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May God's spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace, go now in peace, go now in peace. May the light of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Now is the time in our service when we take our offering for the work and welfare of the church. You may drop your donations in the plate when it is passed or donate online. Your generosity is greatly appreciated.
In the UU tradition, the inherent worth and dignity of every person is affirmed. But affirmations on their own are not just practices. They must be lived, tested, and renewed. We're reminded that faith is not meant to shield us from the world, but to form us for it. Values are not decorations for our walls or screensavers for our computers. They are commitments that ask something of us when comfort and justice are intention. Thich Nhat Hanh taught that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the actual presence of awareness. That compassion begins when we are willing to actually see clearly. And that right relationship requires attention, not avoidance. To practice awareness is to honor our interdependence. To recognize that what harms one actually harms all. And that neutrality in the face of suffering is not alignment with the values, but a withdrawal from them. Our UU commitment to justice asks more than just good intentions. As we heard of the saying, good intentions are a slippery slope. It asks you, each of us, 7 billion of us on this planet, to notice where silence has replaced courage, where comfort has replaced accountability, where sameness has been mistaken for fairness. Before we can make a change in the world, we must always begin within. Purporting solution and outward projections is a limited perspective on how shift can be reflected. So as you prepare to hear today's message, we are invited into the covenant to listening. Listening not for reassurance, but even not for agreement, but for responsibility. May you listen with open hearts, drop shoulders, unclenched jaws, and a steady breath. I ask you all to exhale. That shift in the weather got us all bundled up. May you be willing to see what is present, especially when it unsettles us. That is the space of growth. And my favorite metaphor when it comes down to growth is the caterpillar to the butterfly. I can't imagine the level of complexity that occurs in that chrysalis as he is broken down to the atomic structure of being and then reformed to something completely anew. That can't be a comfortable process, but then we see the butterfly and we marvel at its beauty. May you remember that living in values is not a destination. It's never about the destination, but the journey and the discipline to be chosen again and again and again. Let us enter this moment together with a moment of silence and closed eyes, a steady breath. And when I sound the bell, we will return.
unto others as you would have them do unto you.
And have a brighter by and by. Lord, dear Lord of hope, God Almighty, God of love, please look down and see my people through. I believe God is the was then and always will be. With God's blessings we can make it through eternity. Lord, dear Lord above, God Almighty, God of love, please look down and see my people through.
Sounds like a freight train outside. I don't know, something about Florida clouds. It always looks like it's the end of the world and impending doom and how they like hover. Sorry, I just need to get that out. Resistance is not a personality trait. It is not value. It is not how calm or how angry someone sounds. How angry. Resistance is a discipline, a practice we return to again and again and again as long as we live on this planet so that injustice does not shape us more deeply than truth does. One of the most effective tools injustice uses actually is neutrality. The idea if we stay polite or stay calm, stay above it, justice will eventually work itself out. Many people were taught to say, including myself, I don't see color as a way of expressing goodwill. But neutrality is not innocent, and color blindness is not compassion. But because color itself is not the harm is what happens because of color. I have a poem called Nomenclature that names this tension clearly. For some odd reason, we outnumber them 1,000,000 to 1. United would actually get stuff done, but we voluntarily sign up for the chopping block one by one. That line isn't about blame, it is about awareness. Because power doesn't depend on numbers alone. It's a sidebar. Has anyone seen the children's movie? It's a great movie called A Bug's Life. The kids may have missed a message, but I know we got it. That grasshopper knew if those ants rose up, they were not going to have power anymore. They utilized fear to manipulate those ants. It's crazy how they put these examples in children's movie. Moving along. It depends on fragmentation, on distraction, because the media is really good at that. Funny how they're owned by 6 companies, all of the media that we take and watch, on convincing people that staying quiet is the same as staying safe. History shows us this pattern again and again and again and again. So take Claudette Colvin, for instance. 9 months actually before Rosa Parks, Claudette refused to give up her seat on the Montgomery bus. But she was a pregnant teenager. She was outspoken. And because she didn't fit the image of respectability that America could tolerate, her act of resistance was essentially buried. Now most folks have to Google her to figure out who she is. Do that during coffee hour. But again, same action, different reception. Resistance, we learn, is not just about what you do, it's about who does it and whether power finds you palatable. Another line from my poem speaks to how this conditioning works. Moving with the herd, programming nonsense we act like we never heard. Respectability politics is a form of the programming, so is the belief that justice arrives faster when the oppressed are quieter. Consider Ella Baker. She believes strong movements don't need heroes, they need people who know how to lead themselves. She challenged ego. She challenged hierarchy. She challenged the idea that liberation would come from waiting for permission. And because she refused to flatter power, her name again is often quieter than the man whose movements she sustained. Another one, Bayard Rustin, the chief architect of the March on Washington, a gay man, a pacifist, a strategist whose brilliance shaped history. And yet his visibility was limited because his identity made allies uncomfortable. Again, that box that America wants to put the resistance in, like this is acceptable, this is not. This pattern matters because it teaches us something about how even resistance is judged by what the populace prefers. When Latina women are loud, they're called spicy. When white women are loud, they're called empowered. But when black women are loud, they're labeled aggressive, uncivilized, and too much. Same behavior, different consequences. Your body, your race, your proximity to power, all of it changes how resistance is received. Another line from Nomenclature names the internal cost of this distortion. No one looks in their reflections. They purport solutions and outward projections, but our inner and outer children need protection. Resistance isn't only about policy. It is about perception, about who is believed, about whose pain is considered credible. We see this clearly in recent history. When Black Lives Matter emerged, Black communities were told to be calmer, to comply, to learn the law. But last week, as we saw, when a white adjacent woman was murdered, suddenly rage was understandable. Suddenly the protest was legible. Unfortunately, her life had to be taken for that to actually draw the bridge. Suddenly, disruption was acceptable, and even with her being white, her being a lesbian mother still wasn't white enough for what America chooses to personify as justice and resistance. That difference wasn't accidental. It revealed whose grief was considered human. Another line from our poem speaks directly to that moment. So what can we do from here? Because for some odd reason, they've inflicted treason, and we still behave as if we're not the reason to this continued plot. So what can we do from here? Because for some odd reason, they've inflicted treason, and we behave as if we're not the reason to the continued plot. That line isn't condemnation, it's a call to consciousness. Resistance is awareness. Something has awakened something within you that says, This is not right. Because spiritual resistance begins when we stop pretending we are neutral observers. I want to briefly name Fannie Barrier Williams here, not as the center, but as one among many. Her resistance was quiet, others were loud. Some were erased and some were punished. And all of them remind us that justice has never been advanced by comfort alone. That growth, again, that chrysalis form, that stage, is an uncomfortable one, but necessary. The final lines of my poem stay with me. Tick, tock. Chronologically, every season we forgot. For some odd reason, we continue to forget. Forgetting is not accidental, it is taught. It is convenient. And resistance is the discipline of remembering. Again, being conscious of what's happening around us. Being connected to the grander whole, that one thing affects one person will always affect all. Several billion people on earth, and we are here to exist and thrive together. Now, in the beginning, I forgot to properly introduce myself. My name is Jeanay Johnson. I am now a completed grad student of ministry, and I will be graduating. I graduate May of 2026, which is crazy. That's in a couple of months. I am wearing a dress with white pants, the color of blue. Blue is the ocean with pearls, and gosh, I gotta love the Salvation Army. I am a mother. My daughter is 14. Pray for me. And again, Aaron, I wish you well if you're watching. Thank you so much, and definitely take care of yourself. In the meantime, I would like to pass on to Bonnie to our song, Lift Every Voice and Sing, number 149 in your gray hymnal. You may sit or stand or whatever feels comfortable for you.
Lift every voice and sing. Lift every voice. drink with the wine and the world we forget. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our faith divine.
Now, I want to speak directly to this room. I know I triggered some feelings. I know some feelings are embedded deep down in there. Many of you were raised in the language of fairness. In the hope that we treated everyone the same, justice would follow. And some for you saying, including myself, to be honest with you, I didn't even learn that I was black until 3rd grade. They rolled that TV in there and started talking about Black History Month. I said, what? I had no idea. See, I'm from that potpourri dish called Los Angeles. Everybody's from everywhere. But, you know, again, it's that sincere attempt to do good. I want to be gentle, and I want to be clear. Not seeing color does not stop harm. It often allows it to continue. Color is not the problem. The problem is what the world does because of it. To say, I don't see it, miss the ways that people are treated differently by being seen differently. But to those who are harmed, that neutrality often feels like abandonment. We open today singing, "We Shall Overcome." That song is not a prediction, it's a practice. It does not say they shall overcome. It says we, the conglomerate, the collective. Later, we heard people get ready. That song is about preparation. You don't get ready by closing your eyes. Have you tried to get ready in the morning with your eyes still closed? Good luck. After silence, we listened to Come Sunday, a song of return, of humility, of coming back to ourselves when the week has tested our integrity. We also sang Lift Every Voice and Sing. That song exists because voices were silenced. It's not a metaphor, it's a memory. The echoes of the ancestors prior to our existence. To lift every voice means noticing whose voices are still dismissed. Everyone across the board, from our complexions to our orientations to our representations and so forth. And finally, we will close with stand by me. Not agree with me, not be comfortable, but stand by me. Stand by those who humanity has always come with conditions. Stand by those who were told to comply when others were allowed to rage. Stand by those whose resistance was labeled uncivil while others was praised as brave. Resistance, practice spirituality, does not require perfection. See, people think spirituality means to be perfect, to be one with Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, to meditate for 30 years. No. It is who you are and who you choose to be as you navigate this realm. As we have free will, but I tell you, everything is governed by choice. It requires presence, honesty, and the courage to say when neutrality would be easier. So may we practice what we sing. May we overcome daily. May we get ready by seeing clearly. Let me say that again. May we get ready by seeing clearly. May we lift every voice faithfully. May we stand by one another, even when it costs us something or time. That in itself is the true discipline. That is the work of our spirituality. And that, my friends, is the invitation. Will you stand by me? Thank you.
when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky overall should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Oh, stand by me.
Stand by me. Oh, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever I'm in trouble, won't you stand by me? Stand by me. Oh, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Thank you, Jeanay. Every time you come into a service, I go home kind of thinking, okay, I've got a lot to think about. So resistance is a word we hear thrown around a lot, and thank you for that perspective on it. And thank you, Bonnie and Choir, for always having music that just is so perfect with the theme of the day. Now we will extinguish our chalice with these words, where holiness is hard to see. As we extinguish this flame, may we carry its smoke with us into the streets, into the places where holiness is hard to see, but always waiting to be noticed. Let us go with eyes wide open for wonder in the worn out, with reverence for each passerby, and with the knowing that the sacred does not hide from the world, it lives in it. Go now, not to escape the brokenness, but to journey beside it, and sometimes to bless it. Oops, that's not what I want to do.